Morning folks, Massey Dave. It is Wednesday morning. Thank you for your comments and likes. Yeah, with new subscribers and everybody else is watching. We just got here this morning. Look what's outside the door. Hey Bob rake gate. Guess the landlord's bent it. So yeah, what we got here? Looking a little bit bent, I think. Something else to repair. I think brute force is ignorance here. Let's get it in the vice and see if we can just bend that back straight without involving too much cutting and welding. I don't think it's cracked it. Obviously it's been repaired. I've repaired it here before many a time. So let's see if we can just straighten that up with a bit of brute force. It's going. Something's happening. We might be able to do something. It's a little bit better. Right, 2 hands maybe. Bit of heat required. Soften it up a little bit. Hopefully we can bend it back. So let's get a bit more cherry red, and it might flex enough to come back somewhere more straight for him. We'll get it back somewhere more that way. Bend it out. I think that's a bit better than it was. We've got the kink out of that way. And it's a bit better that way. That'll do. There she goes. Ready to go. Ready to go. Oh, get out of here. The 399 is now leaving. Until the next time, till they break something else. Right, have to pick another truck up. This is a new one for a replacement for the old 8-wheeler. We have now got another Merc. Looking tidy. That one. Oracus. Whatever that says. It drives nice. 67 plate. So let's get round and do the bit. It's had a bit of a paint job. Everything's been painted black, even the blue cap. Should be blue, it's black. But they just painted black everywhere. And even the wheels. They've a bit of aluminium spray and a bit of black, which they've kind of missed some bits. And they obviously got a water leak because it said low water from somewhere. And say engine management lights on. And we'll have a look, see where that is coming from. Outside look tidy. Underneath, it's not long been MOT'd, but I tell you, it's filthy. It's absolutely filthy. I mean, look at the state of this. God, I couldn't take a truck in for MOT like this. Not without washing it off properly. Jeez, you see, they've painted some of it, bit of black on the prop shaft there, but then you come round this side, there's nothing on there. But yeah, all around here, absolutely covered in dirt. That's not such annoying sound as the DAF is, but look at this. Let's just thingy, they're kingpins. Yeah, they've been greased. But the dirt, this one's a bloody good steam clean. Definitely got a leak here, Jake. Running down the side up there. And it's dropping out round here. Not too sure yet where it's coming from. Somewhere up there. Let's just paint over the dirt, shall we? Yeah, let's just. Yeah, we'll paint over all the dirt. Yeah, why not? Just cover it up with a bit of paint. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Jeez. Just paint over a bit more of that. Can we find the U-bolt there? Oh yeah, there is one there. Under the paint. Sorry, under the dirt and the paint. Yeah, he's good. I'd say it's leaking round here. Back of the head, cooling block there somewhere. It's definitely round there. Because there's nothing wet from up under there that I can see. It's there. Right, I was giving them the bad news about the truck. Anyway, had a quick road trip to go and collect this because they've had it for a while for measuring up to see about getting these made. This is the actual multi-power input shaft that goes inside those tube ones that I had made up for the later gearbox. And that is the early version. So yeah, we can now hopefully start putting said gearbox back together. Got the new cast sealing rings to go on there, and then attack that. That's the plan. New sealing rings fitted on there. Let's see if we remember how this lot on this table, not that bit, don't need that bit, but most of the other bits here, roughly laid out. I gotta go back in here. Well, that's the first bit that's gotta go in. I know that bit. Let's see how my memory serves me. So that one sits in there. Then we got the gear, the clutch pack, and the shaft has all got to go in. Once that's in, we can start assembling some of the rest of it. So we've got the drop box over there, which needs to go on the back of that. But before the drop box goes on, we need to get these bits in, and then get all the selector forks in, and the detents, etc., wired up before that goes on. So let's start by dropping these in and getting that shaft. So they're in. We've got to make sure that shaft fits in there. That's the multi-power clutch in and the associated gears behind it, all tucked into place. There we got the bit that I assembled the other day. That bit with that new shaft there. That can go in the front with various bolts and a bit of instant gasket around the back of that. Ooh, it's been a while. We've got to test the old brain power this is. So let's get a bit of instant gasket around that. And say the sealing rings will sit down inside. Just got to slide on that way. It's getting exciting. Nice to get things going back together. Slotted in nicely. And look at that. That's that new gear. That's the PTO drive. I'm sitting in nicely. Let's get a couple of bolts into that. Hold it in place. Nice splines, lovelies. Very nice shiny. They're not new, I've had them replated. So they're fitted in because it's a bit of a bugger to fit that one when you got the rest of this here. What have I done with it? The linkage. Where have I hidden that? It's here somewhere. Go, put it down, can't find it. Oh, it's down there. Then we can bolt the linkage in, operates the valve for the multi-power. That's got to sit in. Got a rod that goes up through the top there, like so. Get everything the right way round. And that side sits in somewhere there with the two bolts. Then we have got some new grommets to go in the top, new set of bellows to go over that rod. So we can get those in, get those two bolts in first, and bolt that up. That's doing its job in there on the valve. Moving that. We could nearly air test that now, make sure it does what it says on that. We know we tested the actual valve block, the air goes in when it's off, on, and vice versa, it doesn't when it's off. I'll try and set the camera up so you can actually see down in those holes there. When it will show open up, we've got airline here, just got to put your thumb over that one. At the moment, it's off, so there's no air going through into the clutch. So I turn it on, air goes in, you should see that move. Right. See that? That's that's the clutch operating and locking. So it's as good a test as I can come up with. It's actually doing what it should do. See, that turns freely with no oil pressure effectively, and as soon as I go, so now move that over there a little bit. Turning freely effectively if there's no oil, so it's low multi-power. Engage the high. Doing what it should. Happy with that. Fiddly little buggers to get in, but a little bit of lubrication. You do go in. We've got the flanges. They've come through the other side. Fiddly little buggers to get in these because you can't see the holes because it won't twist around far enough. But I just have a little bit of wire. Yeah, I just poke down in the hole. You can twist it and find out where the hole is and get a rough idea for the middle to be able to drop the locking bolt in. So not tighten up by, oh, I got it by hand a little bit. Get it near there and finish it off with the spanner. Same with that one. He's on the firm side. There. Right, as you can see, we're plodding away. We've got the first release bearing on. I had to put the spring on. You have a bit of wire and you can pull it back with a bit of wire quite easily. Got one side hooked on, don't need any pliers or anything. Simple as that. So that is the clutch release bearing on. Also, we put a new one on there quite a while ago. Just got to get some wire now, wire those two locking bolts up. And that's reassembled in there. Then we can get on, put the selector forks inside and the rails, etc. Slowly chip. Where did that go? I'm slowly chipping away at it. Got two rails in. Just doing the bolt up, locking bolt on that selector fork. You can get the wire put in it. And then get the last one in. Be mindful you don't want to drop anything in there that you don't want to go in there. So yeah, one at a time, carefully does it. Nearly dropped the spanner. Right, that's tight. That's doing what it should. Get a bit of wire around that one, which I have a piece here from earlier. Get that through the bolt. So you need to go round the shaft. Hopefully it's the right one. Just cross it over, so if it does break, it's not going to fall off. Through the hole. Let's give that a little twist. There we go. That can now go through the hole, or a hole. Come on, it will go in there. There we go. Round. You can twist those together. So lock them off. Number 2 in. Now we get number 3. It's under the camera. We're going to wipe off. Make sure your shaft is clean before it goes in the hole. Make sure the hole's clean before your shaft goes in. There. In the hole, all the way through. Line it up. There she blows. In place. Find the other bolt. There's one I prepared earlier. Carefully get it in there. And repeat the process. There we are, put my spanner there. Get her in, wind that up. And we'll be ready for getting it moved around and getting that drop box on. I think I've got a trailer coming in this afternoon. It sounds like the wrap's fallen off. But please to know, it's not an Equireg. It's an I for Williams. I said to her, drop it over and we can assess it and have a look and order whatever parts we might need. Right, that was tight. That moves, no moves. Lovely. Right, find a bit of wire and repeat. Right, let the fun commence. We've got things moved around here. That's out here. We've got the drop box on the crane. So we've got all that wired up, the detent put in, tightened up, shaft in there. We've got the gear in there ready because that's got to go in first onto that one because you can't, it's totally different to 1200. So that's got to be in place before it goes together because you can't put it in after. Right, let's see what happens going up. Hurry up, you're down a bit, I reckon. Oh. Let's have a look. Still down a bit. There, a little bit more. We're on that shaft. Right, where's my gear? Those two bolts there. Wiggle that gear onto that shaft. I'm not to trap my hand in there. No, fat hand, get out of the way. There, it's on. The shaft is in, the gear is on. Oh. Out of the way. Oh, twist to that one. You're nearly there, not far off. I know what we're going to do. We're going to poke up in the shaft to lift up. I'm going to get my torch, see what I'm doing. No, wrong way. Don't want to do that. Let's try again. Right. Let's take that back out. It's all gone wrong. You get back in that hole in there. Come on. Always the way when somebody's watching, it goes wrong. Right. That's in there. Give that a twist. Oh, what we caught on now? They either fall on or they don't fall on. Oh, it will go. There we go. Just need to twist the gears a bit. Right, get a bolt in. It can't fall off. One that side. Alright, there you go. Right size spanner. No, spanner's too big. Right, I'll come back, get the right size spanner. Do not fear, I am back. That's a relief to get that on, I tell you. That one nipped up and it can't fall off. We're getting one step closer. You're getting this painted. Let it go back in a hole. Then we get on with some more stuff in between everything else. But yeah, this job, sometimes it all goes lovely, sometimes you just have to take a bit of time, a bit of care, because like you've seen, it sort of went together but then it didn't like start again. So it's not always plain sailing. Right. It's in. Marvellous. Let's find some more bolts. Well, I'm glad to see that back on there. All bolted up, tightened up. We've got the locking nut and tab on there. We've got the circlip on the end of that shaft. Now ready for a clean up. Yes, we've got the cover to put on there and the other bracket and the pipe, which I had to take out. Obviously I put a screwdriver in there to wiggle the shaft to get the to line up inside, but I'm glad that's done. Right, we're going to put the clutch in. What heavy clutch plate. Oh. Couple of things I have learned over the time make life a little bit easier. A couple of Allen keys, fit in the holes. Could go horribly wrong now, but if it works, it works. Oh, it don't get any lighter. Put that in a hole there, that in a hole there. It's got something to wiggle on. Kind of in there. Come on, in you go, you're nearly there. There, she's home. Let's find a bucket of bolts. And everything's turning. Hurrah! All turning nicely. All turns freely. And I expect that is turning down there. Excellent, job done for the day. Thursday morning, down here early. Back on the gearbox. We're going to get things cleaned up and get some primer on it. Trailer didn't come in yesterday, it's coming in this morning, so I want to get this cleaned up, primed up. Hopefully the trailer will be here 8 o'clock-ish, don't know. We're going to assess that, and I might have to go and get some parts for it. So aim today is to get this grey by the end of the day. I'll be happy. I'm going to try something a bit different this time. Well, I say, good clean-up required, but usually I just paint it on the stand there. But I've got my lifting frame. If I mask the top up, put the frame on, I can hang it, paint it, and as soon as it's hung up, I can get to all the little bits, because obviously with it on the frame, there's a couple of areas that are hard to get to. So I'm going to hang it up, paint it. Once it's painted, I can go and put it straight into that. So I'll sort this out in a minute, and then come back when we got some primer. A lot of scrubbing and wiping and cleaning and going later. We finally got it covered in a good coat of primer. Been a long time coming, that, but it's there and sitting pretty. You notice it's kind of nearly in line where it's got to end up over there. So hopefully later today we can get this stony greyed up, and tomorrow I'm going to put it in its home. Be another bit out the way, hung up where it should be, not hung up here. But that's worked a bit better this time on having it hung up rather than sat on the frame to paint. So we can get in round everywhere. Said trailer's arrived. Hinge is broken that side. So my understanding of these things, it's a tube, nylon bushes, and it's bolted on a plate on the inside in there. So we've got to start stripping things down. We've got the spare wheel off out the way, make it a bit lighter. We'll just take off some of the light stuff so we can get to, hopefully the bolts are in that way. And then see what goes. Gas struts have to come off and flop it down on the floor and see if we can get it apart. These things, nothing straightforward. This bit has to come off, but the screws in there, got one undone, rest are rusted out, but hopefully we can twist it out enough. We managed to beat the offending piece out back that way with the suitable #1 special tool. We'll tackle that side, get it off, get the whole ramp off. We can extract this bit out of here and go get some new parts. I managed to pull that one, pull the ramp off of that one. Give this a clean up, probably chop it off there. And we do the same, beat it out. So it's held on this side by a rivet down in there. So we've cut the back of that off. So hopefully a bit of lubrication, a bit of beating. Heel fails. You have that melt the nylon, and then we can get the remains of that out of there. It's coming out. As I say, perseverance pays off. We got it out. Right, let's go off and find some parts, I suppose. We got the new parts, we got the new bushes fitted in there and in there. We can get this ramp back on here now. And yet, those, they fit in there. But it should go back together quite easily, as long as I can get that in there past that lot. Let's get it going. That's all done and replaced, and everything's back together. Those guys check the brakes and the lights, check underneath the floor, etc. And that'll service, blow the tyres up. And that'll be another successful job done, as long as I don't find anything underwards with the brakes. Oh, get in there. go off, do that. But yeah, let's get the airline out, get the jacket up, jack it up, spin the wheels, inspect the brakes on the things on the inside. While we have the grease gun out, we've already greased the hitch up. So yeah, winner. As part of this trailer, checking it over, we're underneath there. Torch and the old squirty gun, we've oiled up all the cables up there. Just having a check round with the torch on the leaf springs. I say brakes are alright, tyres are alright, and the floor is good because it's an aluminium floor. So I think this is okay to go. Happy days. We're going to go and paint that gearbox in a minute. We have all the lights working there, all the lights working there, and the other side light, and that one's working there. A bit of grey paint finally going on the gearbox. Trying to get into all the nooks and crannies everywhere. Give it another coat or so after this. Before we leave today, let's say tomorrow, we can drop it back into its home. Don't think I've missed anywhere. Alright at the moment. There she is, sitting looking pretty. A few coats of paint on it. That'd be nice and dry for the morning. Right, folks, I'm going to let that do for today. It's been an action-packed day, and sorry this video has been quite a bit longer than normal. Just how it worked out. So there's interesting stuff for that for you, hopefully. So yeah, tomorrow's another day, as they say. On that note, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Click the old like, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, give us a share. Drop me a comment, I'll get back to you. Hopefully I've replied to everybody in some format with thumbs up, beer. So yeah, tomorrow, action with that. Cheers for watching.